Hey, everybody. I just wanted to point out a couple of new items that we've implemented for our Terminate contract feature. And if you're not familiar with how the Terminate contract feature works, let's say you've entered a transaction on the sell side and it goes under contract with a buyer. And then that buyer terminates. Oftentimes, you want to reset the current transaction back to active, clear out any contract data, and would be even better if you could save that old contract data maybe in another transaction. Well, that's exactly what the terminate contract feature does. So let me sort of demonstrate that for you. You'll notice I'm on a transaction here for 6792 Lano. And when a transaction is under contract, then this little icon will appear next to the status. And it looks like a house with sort of a crack running through the middle of it. And this is our terminate contract feature. And so I'm going to go ahead and click this. And what this feature is going to do is it's going to reset the current transaction back to active, and then it's going to create a copy of that transaction with a status of fell apart. Now, what this screen allows me to do is pick and choose the data that I want to keep with the original transaction that's going to go back to active, and then pick and choose what will go to the copied fell apart transaction. And then I have a third option that essentially I can delete items that I really have no use for in either transaction. So you can see here, it's pretty self-explanatory. I can keep, move, or delete this particular item. I can do the same thing for emails, participants, attachments, dates, etc. And sometimes you have a lot of items in a particular transaction. So AFrame tries to be smart about what is selected. And what it will do is it will essentially assign keep to anything added before the effective date or mutual acceptance date of the contract. And then anything after it will select as a move status. So it does try to be smart about what is selected so you don't have to go through each and every item. One other feature is you can select by group. So if you want to select an entire group to move those, this works especially well under attachments. So if you want to move all these other documents to the saved fell apart transaction, you can do that. But essentially, this gives you the option to pick and choose almost any item for the transaction and either keep it in the original or move it to the fell apart. Once I click terminate contract, it will, of course, adjust all these items and place them under the correct transaction. It does take me back to the original transaction for the seller. You'll notice that the status is now set back to active. The contract price has been cleared. All the items have been moved to their appropriate transaction. The contract tab has been cleared out. And additionally, some of the commission breakdown has been cleared out as well since it's no longer under contract. Now, you might ask, okay, how do we find that old fell apart transaction? Well, if you go back to the top level contact, and I scroll down to the transactions tab, you'll notice now I have two entries for this particular contact and address. This obviously is the active one that was reset. And then if I go back into this fell apart transaction, then this will show me pretty much all the data that I've chosen to keep with this transaction. And I can look up any attachments or old data that I feel like I might need later. So that is how the terminate contract feature works. And if you guys have used this in the past, I think you'll greatly appreciate the sort of added features for all the items that you can either choose to keep, move, or delete. Okay, hope you guys are having a great day. And as always, if you need help, please email us at support@aframesoftware.com. Thanks.